was an ordinary day in the football world, until Cristiano Ronaldo decided it wouldn't be. The date would soon be etched in memory, a day that shook stadiums, silenced critics, and reminded everyone why he is not just a player, but a phenomenon. On this day, Cristiano Ronaldo didn't just play football, he rewrote it. The world had seen him do the impossible before. He had risen from the narrow streets of Madeira to become a global icon. But this day, this moment was different. It wasn't just about a match or a goal. It was about defiance, about destiny, about Cristiano Ronaldo's eternal statement to the world, "Never count me out." The build-up had been tense. Doubts had begun to creep in. He's too old. His time is over. He can't carry a team anymore. The whispers echoed through the media, through social feeds, through the stands. But Cristiano Ronaldo has always thrived on doubt. It's the oxygen that fuels his fire. And then came the moment, the Champions League round of 16, 2019, Juventus versus Atletico Madrid. The first leg had ended in disaster. Atletico had won 2-0. Diego Simeone's side had celebrated wildly, thinking they'd buried the dream. Cameras caught Ronaldo walking off the pitch, his face cold, eyes burning not with defeat, but with promise. "We'll see," he muttered to reporters. "We'll see in the second leg." Turin 2 weeks later. The world was watching. The air inside the Allianz Stadium was electric, pulsing with belief and fear. Cristiano Ronaldo stood on the pitch, eyes locked on the opponent as if staring down fate itself. The whistle blew, and then it began. In the 27th minute, Federico Bernardeschi curled in a perfect cross. Ronaldo rose into the sky, defying gravity, time, and logic. His head met the ball with brutal precision. The net rippled. 1-0, the crowd erupted. The comeback had begun. But Ronaldo's face remained calm, focused, like a man on a mission. Minutes later, it happened again. Another cross, another leap, another header. The ball crossed the line by inches. VAR confirmed it. 2-0. Aggregate level. Juventus fans screamed. Atletico's confidence began to crumble. And there, amidst the chaos, Ronaldo stood tall, roaring toward the stands, arms outstretched, as if commanding the gods themselves. But fate had one more chapter to write. In the 86th minute, Bernardeschi was brought down inside the box. The referee pointed to the spot. The stadium held its breath. Ronaldo picked up the ball and placed it on the penalty mark. He stood there, silent, still, eyes locked on Jan Oblak. The world froze. One step, two. Then power, precision, perfection. The ball flew into the top corner. Goal, hat trick. Juventus 3, Atletico 0. The comeback complete. Cristiano Ronaldo had single-handedly dragged his team from the ashes and into the quarterfinals. He sprinted toward the cameras, chest pounding, veins visible, screaming with raw emotion. The same celebration Simeone had made 2 weeks earlier, Ronaldo returned it, full of defiance and triumph. The world exploded. Commentators lost their voices. Fans cried. Rivals stared in disbelief. That night wasn't just about a hat trick. It was about redemption. It was about a man who refused to be ordinary, who refused to be written off. It was about Cristiano Ronaldo shocking the football world again. But this wasn't the first time he'd done it, nor would it be the last. Flashback to 2018. Real Madrid versus Juventus, Champions League quarterfinal, Turin, the same stadium. Ronaldo received the ball, crossed from Dani Carvajal, and what followed was perhaps the most beautiful moment in football history. He leapt into the air, body horizontal, almost suspended in time, and executed a bicycle kick so flawless, so impossible, that even the Juventus fans rose to their feet to applaud him. Buffon could only watch, helpless. The ball struck the net with poetry and violence combined. 2-0. It was art. Pure, unfiltered brilliance. In that instant, Cristiano Ronaldo transcended football. He became legend. Even the opposition's supporters knew they had witnessed something eternal. The applause echoed through time. It was the day beauty met power, grace met grit, and the world bowed to the king. And yet, if there's one thing about Ronaldo, it's that he never stops shocking the world. Go back further, June 2016. France, the European Championship final. Portugal versus France. For years, Ronaldo had chased glory for his country, only to fall heartbreakingly short. This was his chance. But in the 25th minute, disaster struck. A collision left him writhing on the ground. He tried to continue, tears in his eyes, but his knee couldn't hold. He was stretchered off the field, sobbing. Every fan watching felt the pain. It seemed like his dream had shattered. But Ronaldo doesn't know how to surrender. From the sidelines, bandaged and limping, he became a general. He shouted instructions, encouraged his teammates, and willed them to believe. And when Ader struck that long-range goal in extra time, Portugal had done it. They had won their first ever major trophy. Cristiano Ronaldo, the boy from Madeira who once played barefoot on rough streets, had conquered Europe not just as a player, but as a leader. That night, with tears glistening in his eyes, he lifted the trophy. It wasn't just victory, it was vindication. Time and time again, Ronaldo has defied logic, broken records, and silenced every critic. From his hat trick against Spain in the 2018 World Cup, where he carried Portugal on his back, to his 700th career goal, to his return to Manchester United with 2 goals on debut, it's as if every chapter of his story begins with doubt and ends with disbelief. But there was something about that night in Turin, that night against Atletico, that stood above all others. Because it wasn't just about football, it was about human spirit, about resilience, about refusing to fade away when the world expects you to. When the final whistle blew, Ronaldo stood in the center of the pitch, arms raised, surrounded by teammates and fans chanting his name. Cameras flashed. His eyes were wet not from arrogance but from relief, pride, and passion. He had once again proven what he always believed. Age, criticism, and pressure mean nothing when your heart burns for greatness. That day, newspapers around the world ran the same headline. Cristiano Ronaldo shocks the world again. But for those who have followed his story, it wasn't a shock at all. It was destiny. Because this is what Cristiano Ronaldo does. He takes the impossible and makes it inevitable. He turns pressure into power. He turns moments into history. From Madeira to Manchester, from Madrid to Turin, and beyond, Ronaldo has been rewriting the limits of human performance for nearly 2 decades. Every time you think he's finished, he starts again. Every time you doubt him, he destroys your doubt. The day Cristiano Ronaldo shocked the football world wasn't just about goals. It was about belief. About what happens when obsession meets discipline. About a man who refuses to be ordinary in a world full of comfort. And as history continues to be written, one truth remains unshakable. When the world doubts him, Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't break, he shocks the world all over again.